Hey, Dave Austin here, and it's Monday again for one of my game readies. And why do we do this? I do it because this is what I do every day for profession, working with pro athletes, businesses. You know, we have a lot of philosophies, but there's also what I call winning habits. And when you get yourself in the flow, when you get yourself with your mind right, it's amazing what takes place. So that's why I do it every Monday, because we say start your week strong. Start it strong, and then we finish it strong. Generally on Fridays, Shane and I, with our Aloha Fridays, or now our new podcast that last Friday we had Adam Markell. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to watch it because it was incredible. A lot of great information. So I'm out here in the beauty. It's springtime. We now live in Utah. This is what we look at every day right out in front of our house. Billy Huff is in the house. You're always here, and I so appreciate you for always coming on, Billy. So you see the title today, Are You Ready? How Deep Is Your Faith? Hey, Leo, good to have you on. So, you know, it's funny. Some people say, well, gee, is Dave going to preach to us today? Is he going to preach about faith? And I go, well, no, but, well, yeah, maybe. Because, you know, it's funny. My son, Shane, when, he was about 15 at the time, I was on my way to speak to about 40 professional baseball players. Shane, I picked him up at school because he wasn't driving. I said, you got to come with me. He goes, no, I already know everything you know. I said, Shane, come with me. And so he came and watched me deliver to the 40 ball players. And afterwards, we're driving home. I said, well, what do you think? He goes, all right, so maybe it was worth my time. I actually did enjoy it. And he says, but Dad, you're like the minister of sports. He says, as you were talking, I could see like a hallelujah choir sitting behind you singing hallelujahs. And so I'll take that on. Because when we talk about faith, you know, hey, Kathy Lynn, we talk about faith. This week, we will celebrate our 32nd wedding anniversary. And I am so blessed. And it took a lot of faith to continue our journey together as we go across. And we have 4 incredible, great young men. Now, my first son was with my previous wife, but I feel like we're all 4 of the boys is just so close. And the last 3 were all with Kathy and I, but there's a strength and a family here that I'm very grateful. And many times it's challenged our faith. But when you think about Are You Ready? I think back to in the Bible, the book of Exodus, and Moses was leading the Israelites out into the frickin' desert where no water, potentially no food, but just going on faith. Now, whether you believe these stories to be true or not, we can learn from them. We can learn of what do we need to do to be able to step out in that kind of faith? Well, according to the Bible, the Lord provided water, provided food. But as they went through their journey, 40 years. Now, I believe that 40 years, because if you look at the Bible, there's 40 this, 40 days, 40 nights, 40 everything. Just means a period of time. Or I was told yesterday by someone that said, no, what it means is completion. So your 40 could be done in a millisecond. Your 40 could be done in 12 hours, 24 hours, a year, could be 40 years. But it just is a length of time. So if you look at it in those eyes, you're out. In whatever journey you're on, you have something that you really want to achieve, you want to bring to the world. How deep is your faith in what you're doing? Sometimes we need to adjust. Even with great faith, we have to be flexible. But with deep faith, then we are able to get through those hurdles that all of a sudden no longer are hurdles, but they become actually opportunities and advantages that maybe we didn't see. I have a brand new client. I'm going to relate it because I do a lot in the sports world. A brand new client that's a college baseball player. And I got a call from his agent out of the blue on Wednesday saying, hey, do you have room for one more client? This is the best player in college baseball. You know, he was a big star last year, and he's going to be one of the top guys taken in the draft, and he's in a terrible slump. Can you take him on? And of course, I love those opportunities. I said, absolutely. So our first talk was Thursday night, and he had a game Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So just this last weekend. And so Thursday night, did a game ready, and we spoke. Friday night, we spoke, did a game ready, and Saturday night, did a game ready. And for him, it was really bringing back the faith he had in himself, that he has strength, he has a gift from God that's so powerful, but he lost his faith in that. Hadn't gotten a hit in a while, and he was letting that get in the way of his great gifts. So all I did was I told him, I said up front, I said, the best news about this whole scenario is that your struggle is the best thing that ever happened to you. And when you're in struggle, I know that's kind of hard to go, yeah, right, it's the best news that ever happened to me, but it's true. I said, when I've had first-round draft picks after they've gone into the pros, they've never had struggle, they've never had everything, really kind of worked magically. They wouldn't have been the first-round draft pick if everything didn't, they did their prep, they did their work, but they hadn't hit adversity. And so now I'm working with them as they're already a pro, and it's really challenging. It was much more harder. Someone asked me, who are your toughest clients you've ever had? And I always say first-round draft picks, because they haven't been through challenge. So if you personally in your business or in your life have any kind of challenge, Shanka's in the house. I love it. Love having you here. So when you're faced with these challenges, rather than looking at them as like, oh, why me? You actually moment because of these challenges. It's challenging in the challenge, but it always comes to fruition with great faith. So I asked this ball player, I said, so if you look at this challenge you've had or the struggle you're having as just the best thing in the world for you, because you're going to be a top Major League Baseball player, but there's always advancement you can make, and most of the time it's through your challenges that we learn the most. So as a result, I felt like he tapped into it right away. So the faith he needed was the faith in himself. And then in my game readies, as I always say, tap into that greater voice, that greater being. So, I do believe there's a God. And so I know, like even the beauty that I'm here right now in this incredible environment, right outside in front of my house in this great place that we've chosen to come to, it is so awesome. But he allowed himself to kind of come with a new framework. That's what we do in the Game Ready. We're about to do it now. The more you take on these Game Readies and actually believe that these Game Readies can have an impact on your life, the more they will. And it's not about the results, it's about the journey. But I will tell you about the results, because in sports, you normally have a scoreboard. This weekend, going from not doing very well at all recently, this weekend, after doing the Game Readies 3 nights in a row, he hit 2 home runs, a triple, a double, and a single. And what his dad had said is he no longer likes baseball. This was on Wednesday. After Thursday, he's now having more joy, more fun ever in the game. So what can you, with this story, how can you relate it to yourself? Because this story isn't about him. It's about you. It's about how can you tap into what you do and bring sure you bring joy and you bring appreciation every day. I have challenges. I'm not immune to challenges. I've got some major challenges coming up. And the more I tap into the beauty of the opportunity, the more it kind of magically happens. Even this client who just came out of the blue. I actually that morning, I told Kathy that, I wanted to have another ball player. I hadn't, I've been doing a lot of business, and I love having business clients. Absolutely love it, because bringing this kind of way of being to a business, an entrepreneur or someone in business, it's a whole total, it's the secret weapon, just like it is in sports. And Kathy goes, well, have you prayed about it? I go, well, no, not really. And it's like, well, how deep is my faith? And it's not like I surrender. It's not like this had to happen, but I prayed that morning that, hey, I'd love to have a client just absolutely come out of the blue. That afternoon, this agent called me completely out of the blue. That's how it happens. But you've got to be prepared. You prepare yourself for the out of the blues. It's the little things you do. That's why we do the 30-day Be a Beast training. If you've never been through it, I'm going to give you a really strong sales pitch on it just for a second. Because it's not about us, it's about you. What do you do differently so you can have different results? And in the Beast 30-day training, that's what we do. We bring you the tools to do something different so you get different results. And I'm talking about different results that are remarkable and like you're going, oh my gosh. But it takes faith. And are you ready? It's like now going back to the Israelites, you know, whatever that 40 years were, however long it was, they completed to a point where they were ready to step into the land of milk and honey. Are you ready? Are you ready to step into the land of milk and honey? Now, I might say, well, you might say, yes, 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 yes. But the truth is your subconscious mind, if you don't do things to program it differently and change is not going to take place. I was just talking to a young lady today who's in sales, and she told me that she signed up for our program and she hasn't been as active. So I always am concerned. I reached out to her. She says, well, you know, I get so busy. And I'm going, yeah, in that busyness, you tap back into your old habits. And so all of a sudden, you can't shift into something because it's easier to tap into the old habits than it is to allow yourself to do something different so you have different results. That's all we do in our Beast training, in our certified coaching. If you are a coach, we have the best coaches out there, and it's game changing. Or one of our Beast camps. So there's your sales pitch, but I want you to know I'm selling you on you because I've seen the results and I want you to have those results. For some reason, when I'm looking at this right now, I look dark. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it's not looking dark to you, but if it is, doesn't matter now because we're going into the game ready. Think about 3 things that you want to have intentions on today, that you want to focus on for this week. Remember, this is about starting your week strong, and intentions are not your goals, it's how you're going to achieve your goals. What can you do to lock yourself into extreme focus? You know, sometimes it's as easy as having an intention that I'm going to breathe deeply before I go into a phone call, a presentation, before I make decisions that are going to impact the rest of my week. A simple breath. Maybe intention is I'm going to wake up every morning and be grateful for this day that I have. The power of gratitude is incredible. Or maybe when you go to bed at night, you actually have a pad of paper and you have an intention that I'm going to write something, a win of the day. See, when you get your mind focused on that which is positive, that which you want to grow, you're gonna do better because you're training your brain to see that. We so often, you know, look at our failures or look at all the things on our plate and it bogs us down. It's not to run from any weaknesses. Illuminate the weakness, shine a light on it, doesn't have a power, but honor the wins that you have and celebrate them. So with 3 intentions, now I want you to think about the things you're grateful for. I am absolutely grateful for this gorgeous day and this beauty that I'm in. I get to be in it every day now because Kathy and I made a choice to do this. It was a scary choice. We've lived in one place, or not just one place, but mainly Southern California for practically our whole marriage. And now we chose to be here in the mountains. And it's been awesome. But it took an action behind the inspiration. So what is that? What are you grateful for? Now in the power of gratitude, the strength of gratitude, close your eyes. Whether you can see me or not, I want you to see a gate and I want you to pass through that gate. And as you pass through the gate, I want you to come into a place in nature that's so beautiful. I mean, it could be this very place right here. Right here. You can just look into it, but take it in and look at the different aspects of the beauty. If you can take that in and just totally breathe it into you. Nature loves to be appreciated, so, you know, it just radiates an energy that's actually useful. You can actually use it. So breathe deep through your nose all the way to the pit of your stomach and hold, and then breathe out. What a gift you're bringing to yourself right now, if you allow yourself to. Maybe you're too busy to allow yourself to go to this It's a really, I saw it ecstasy, taking it to a higher ground where you just feel so good. Now, in the strength of that and in appreciation of that, go ahead and step through the next gate at the other end. And as you step in, you see your life. And you see your willingness to keep stepping forward. Even when, as Martin Luther King said, faith is when you take the first step and you can't see the whole staircase. Even when you can't see the whole staircase, you're willing to step the next step. And then that leads to a new step. And then that leads to another step. And then that leads to another step. See yourself enjoying every step and achieving that which you desire. And just let yourself feel that, because your subconscious mind, if you want to achieve it, you got to, on a continual basis, get familiar with achieving it so your mind can accept it. Many times I think, oh, well, that happened or this happened, and that's why it didn't happen. No, it's who we are. Even with those things that take place, when you have this kind of faith and you're ready to step into it fully, you will step into it fully, even through adversity. So see that happening and rejoice in it. Now come back in too. I don't know, because it's dark that I'm looking at it, you can see the stream of water. This is coming right from the mountain. This is all fresh water. So go to it, cup it in your hands, feel how ice cold it is, drink it, and then let it just run through your veins and feel invigorated. Feel inspired to go ahead now. You have a strength beyond your own strength. You're ready to be that power that you're all meant to be. You're just stepping into your true strength. You're just opening up to the gift that you have already. Now, with that strength, go ahead and walk out through the first gate. You're game ready. And I see Kathy said she can hear it, she can see it. How awesome it is. I hope, it wasn't distracting. I hope it was uplifting. Running water is, for me, when I write, and I've been blessed to write 3 best-selling books, when I'm in nature, when I'm in places around water, I can't tell you the science behind it. I just know it opens up a pathway to inspiration. And that's where the writing comes from. So have a great week. You have started your week strong. Beast mode on. Join us for our next Be a Beast training. We're in the middle of one right now. We'll have another one in May. Danny's calling. Oh man, he's in from Germany. Love it, baby. Love it. I hope you're taking this and throwing touchdowns after touchdown, because that's what it does. It puts you in what we know as athletes as the zone, our flow state. And we do the same thing in business, same thing in life. So go be a beast in all you do. Thanks for coming on. I have so many people around the world who come on. And I love that. It's growing around all aspects of the world. So thank you for tuning in. And now allow yourself, you've lit the fire deep within you. Allow yourself to fully embrace the strength that you are, because you now are the fire rather than the reactor. You're creating your desired life rather than just reacting to circumstances. See you next Monday. Hopefully you'll be on Friday, and keep looking for, go to my Facebook page, find all the different things we're doing. Maybe you're meant to be a certified coach. Who knows? If you're inspired to, you got to take action. Or maybe you want to go to the Olympic Training Center and learn how we work with the Olympic athletes, and go behind the scenes with us in June and learn the Beast principles in this incredible environment in Colorado Springs. Whatever it is, we're here to bring the best and bring the best out of you. I will talk to you all next Monday, but maybe see you Friday on with Shane. Thank you so much. And I can't see to turn it off. Isn't this cool? You guys getting the behind the scenes look, because I have no clue how to go on live. Never done this before where I couldn't see. Gorgeous sunny day. Get dark here for a moment. Find where I can do